We are joined now by the Action Network's Jason Sobel to help us preview one of the livelier events on the PGA Tour, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Jason, it's always good to see you, of course. Now, we saw Tom Hoge win his first PGA Tour event, his first pro golf event, period, since 2011 when he won the Canadian Tour Players Cup. So just goes to show you never really know what you're going to see on the tour any given week. And Hoge, he held off Jordan Spieth, who also made news this weekend, with one of the wildest shots you will ever see, right at the edge of a 70-foot drop, too. Pretty incredible. So Spieth, he wasn't able to catch Hoge, we know, but he does come into this week with plus 1,600 odds on the DraftKings Sportsbook. That is tied for third best at Waste Management. Now, can Spieth pull out a win this weekend, do you think, or do you think maybe last week took a little too much out of him?
Well, Adam, thanks for having me, as always. I am here in Phoenix this week. I'll be at TPC Scottsdale. I'm still in the hotel room this morning as we're taping, and I just spent the last 20 minutes trying to rearrange the look. So as you can see, it's just a beautiful day out here in Phoenix. I'm glad I rearranged all the furniture in my hotel room to,
I have no doubt
to showcase exactly what we're looking at this week. So in any case, Jordan Spieth is out there somewhere, and I do believe it's going to be a good week for him. I look at it very much like last year, where he really got rolling. In fact, these two events were flipped last year. He really got rolling in round 3 here in Phoenix, shot a 61 that was just mercurial and played so well that day. Finished in a share of 4th place the next day, then went to Pebble Beach, finished in the share of 3rd place, had a chance to win on that Sunday. Then being flipped this year, that round 3 at Pebble Beach at 63, I think really got him going, really got his season moving. I expect another good week. It's not a great course fit, TPC Scottsdale, for Jordan Spieth, but when that hashtag Spieth magic starts happening, it doesn't really matter when or where he's playing. He can certainly contend.
It's not Jordan Spieth, it's Jon Rahm at the top of the odds board on the DraftKings Sportsbook. We saw him finish tied for 3rd at the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines. Seeing Rahm with the best odds at this tournament, that's nothing new. We talk about it all the time. But do you like this spot for Rahm?
I really don't, and I'm not sure I have a great reason why, Adam, other than the fact that I like the player just below him on the board a little bit more, and I know we'll talk about him, but I do think there are better plays near the top of the board and much better plays further down the board. So again, it's just such a short number on Jon Rahm. I feel like I say this about the favorite every single week when we break down the event, but if you really like him, I'm not going to talk you out of it. He's the best player in the world. He's the favorite for a reason. He can certainly win this golf tournament, but no, I'm not dipping down to a number that short when, like I said, there's a player just behind him that I really like.
So if we were to shuffle then just a little bit farther down the board, we have Xander Schauffele. He is plus 2,000. Now Xander has finished tied for 34th or better his last 6 starts, so he's on a pretty good roll there. Is there a reason that you think he can finish at the top of the leaderboard at the Phoenix Open?
Yeah, so first of all, Adam, the guy I was hinting at was Justin Thomas, by the way. I really like Justin Thomas this week. You kind of jumped down him to get to Xander Schauffele. I like Xander Schauffele. I feel like maybe personally, and I know we shouldn't carry these personal feelings of previous bets with us. That's a bad way of going about it, but I've been picking Xander to win a handful of events over the last few months, and it hasn't happened. He's gone now more than 3 full years since his last official PGA Tour victory. I know he won the Olympic gold last year, and he won at least the low 72-hole score the previous year at the Tour Championship, but he doesn't have an official PGA Tour title in all that time. So can it come this week? Again, yes, it certainly can. I like him. He plays really well on this golf course, but they're just other players I like a little bit more.
As we saw last week with Hoge, it's not always the household names that obviously go out and win these tournaments. So who are some guys with maybe longer odds that stand out to you?
Yeah, there are a handful of them this week. Keith Mitchell is a guy that I really, really like for a few reasons. Strokes gained off the tee is going to be very important this week. He's a guy that hits it long and straight, almost as well as anybody on the PGA Tour. And the intangible this week, you've got to have a little swagger. You've got to want to show off. There are thousands of fans who are guzzling beers and yelling out funny things and trying to get under the skin a little bit of the golfers. You've got to be a guy that, hey, let me put this on my shoulders. Let me, have fun with this. Let me go out and have a good time while I'm playing and show off for all these people, as opposed to, ooh, it's a little loud for me. I don't really like it. I think Mitchell is a guy who can show up this week. Other guys I like, Aaron Wise, his college teammate from Oregon. Wyndham Clark has played some good rounds at this course as well. Adam Hadwin is a guy that I don't know if he's got win equity necessarily this week, but I do think that he plays so well in the desert. Desert golf suits him. He could put up some low numbers as well.
So Mitchell's the Happy Gilmore of the bunch. He's the one going, let's go, louder, come on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be necessarily that much, but yes, I do want a guy. I want a guy who isn't scared of playing in front of thousands of people, that will embrace it, that almost on normal weeks on a Thursday morning when there's 12 people in the gallery, gets a little bored when he doesn't have anyone watching him, doesn't have anyone to show off for. I want guys that embrace the atmosphere this week.
One thing you're not scared of, my friend, is telling us who to not roster when it comes to these golf events. So who are some guys at the top of the odds board? Maybe John Rahm is one of them for you, obviously. I know you're not big on him this week. Who are you fading?
Well, I'm just going to negate everything I just said about wanting guys with some swagger, wanting guys who like to show off, because Brooks Koepka, the defending champion, that's him. That fits him to a T, and there's a reason why he won this event last year. That said, over his last 5 starts, 3 missed cuts, and then finishing in the bottom half of the field at a couple of small field events, both the Hero World Challenge and the Century Tournament of Champions. It's just not been good for Brooks Koepka for a while now. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach. Doesn't mean he can't go out there and win. Of course, he did it last year, so he's certainly capable of doing it. I'm going to wait for Brooks until he starts showing a little bit more form than he's had recently.
I know you alluded to Justin Thomas earlier. I don't know if he is, in fact, your pick to win the Waste Management Phoenix Open, but if there's an opportunity to shout him out, obviously it's now. Otherwise, who is your guy?
I really like Justin Thomas this week. I've already invested in Justin Thomas on a few different platforms, whether it's betting or DFS. I might have him in a couple of one-and-done pools this week. Justin Thomas has an excellent chance of winning this tournament. For my favorite outright, I'm going to dig a little deeper. The guy I mentioned earlier, Keith Mitchell, opened at 130 to 1 on DraftKings. Some sharp money must come in on Mitchell early because those numbers have since dropped. But I think there's some win equity there. Like I said, he drives it really well. He's been making some putts. The results have been very good so far at some events where he normally doesn't play very well. And so I think that's going to carry over to a big week for him this week.
Jason, it looks absolutely gorgeous there. Enjoy the week.
Can't wait. I mean, it's just beautiful out here.
We'll see you, buddy.